Have no fear, the pop music freak is here. How we doing, everybody? I am back with another song fact countdown. We're at number 960 in my countdown of my 1,000 favorite songs of all time. Now, 960 is a special song. Why? Because it is considered an all-time country classic, and it is considered an all-time pop classic as well. I am talking about a song that was written by a little lady named Dolly Parton, written in 1973 and recorded in 73. First became a number one country hit in 1974. Ended up winning her awards, country performance, best country performance by a female artist, female vocalist of the year, 1975 CMA Awards. Would be considered a pretty big classic. It's a song that Elvis Presley wanted to record very, very badly, but Dolly Parton would not give up half of her publishing rights to the song because she had a feeling that this was a song that was going to continue on to be a classic for her. And, she wants to keep her money. Wouldn't you? If you were a number one country hit, never mind what would happen with this song years and years later, that we'll get into, that we all know about already. Alright, anyway, let me start with the introduction of this song. It is I Will Always Love You. Obviously, a tune that just about anyone that has a pulse knows. So let's give you the story, alright? Country music singer, songwriter Dolly Parton wrote the song in 1973 for her one-time partner and mentor, Porter Wagoner, from whom she was separating professionally after a 7-year partnership which involved recording and working together and touring. She recorded the song at the RCA Studio B in Nashville on June 12, 1973. Parton revealed that she wrote her signature song Jolene on the same day that she wrote I Will Always Love You, which was early in 1973. Several times long before Whitney Houston did this song, Dolly Parton suggested to singer Patti LaBelle that she record I Will Always Love You because she felt LaBelle could have sung it very, very well. Now, we all know Patti LaBelle is one of the greatest voices of all time. She's one of the few that I could say ranks anywhere near Whitney Houston. However, Patti LaBelle admitted she kept putting off the opportunity to do so, and deeply regretted it once Whitney Houston had the explosive hit with this song. So, the 1974 version, it was issued on March 18th, 1974. It was the second single from Parton's, believe it or not, she was already on her 13th solo album in 1974, Jolene. She started recording in 1967. It may be hard to believe that Dolly Parton is around that long, but she is. During its original release in 1974, I Will Always Love You reached number 4 in Canada on the Canadian country chart and number 1 on the U.S. Billboard country chart, becoming one of the biggest singles of 1974. So when the 1974 recording of the song reached number 1 on the country chart, Elvis Presley indicated that he wanted to cover the song. Parton was interested until Presley's manager, Colonel Parker, told her that it was standard procedure for the songwriter to sign over half of the publishing rights to any song Elvis recorded. Parton refused. She recalled in an interview that she said, I was really sorry and I cried all night. I mean, it was like the worst thing. It's like, oh my God, Elvis Presley. And other people were saying, you're nuts, it's Elvis Presley. I said, I can't do that. Something in my heart says don't do that, and I just didn't do it. He would have killed it. But anyway, so he didn't. Then when Whitney's version came out, I made enough money to buy Graceland. Yes, she did. So once again, I mentioned that she won Female Vocalist of the Year at the Country Music Awards in 1975 for the song. So that is about it. That's the rundown on Dolly's, the original version. Anyway, she would re-record it in 1982 to appear in a movie, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. So that was re-released July 12th, 1982, and again it hit number 1 on the country chart from the soundtrack album. which is a very rare distinction. Very few performers have ever hit number one twice with two different versions of the same song on country chart or any chart. Um, so that was pretty good accomplishment. I mean, and even charted on the Hot 100 this time, going to number 53 in 1982, hitting up 17 on the adult contemporary chart, and as I mentioned, number one on the country chart, also number one in Canada on the country chart. And it actually sold 1 million copies. It was certified gold between the two chart runs of 74 and 82. Between all its success over that period, it sold 1 million copies as a single, and that is years before the version came out. Maybe worth noting that Dolly Parton also re-recorded it again with Vince Gill as the duet in 1995, and it was a number 15 country hit that time. Anyway, let's get to the big version, obviously. In 1992, American singer Whitney Houston recorded a new arrangement of I Will Always Love You for the soundtrack to The Bodyguard, her film debut. The song has a saxophone solo by Kurt Whalum. And she was originally to record Jimmy Ruffin's What Becomes of the Brokenhearted as the lead single from The Bodyguard. However, when it was discovered the song was to be used for Fried Green Tomatoes, Houston requested a different song. It was her co-star Kevin Costner who suggested I Will Always Love You, playing her Linda Ronstadt's version that she recorded in 1975 on her album Prisoner in Disguise. Producer David Foster and Houston rearranged the song as a soul ballad. Her record company did not feel a song with an a cappella introduction would be as successful. However, Houston and Costner insisted on retaining it. When Parton heard that Houston was using Ronstadt's recording as a template, she called Foster to give him the final verse, which was missing from the Ronstadt recording, as she felt it was important to the song. Her rendition of the song was issued as the soundtrack's leading single on November 3rd, 1992 by Arista Records. Houston's recording is not the only version of the song featured in the film. In a scene where she dances with Costner, a version by John Doe can be heard playing on the jukebox. Houston's version appears at number 9 on NME's Greatest Number 1 Singles in History list. In 2004, Houston's version of I Will Always Love You placed at number 65 on AFI's 100 Years 100 Songs survey, Top Songs of American Cinema. Excuse me. As of January 2013, Houston's version of I Will Always Love You has sold over 20 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling single by a female artist of all time, as well as one of the best-selling singles of all time. So, as for chart data, debuted, where's that date on there? November 21st, 1992. Debuted on the charts at number 40. Rocketed to number 14 in its second week, then to number 2, then to number 1, where it spent a record at the time 14 straight weeks at number 1, breaking the record of Boyz II Men's End of the Road from a few months earlier. And that kept the record until Despacito passed it, and Uptown Funk and Old Town Road have all passed it since then. But at the time was considered the biggest hit of all time. Obviously the number 1 single of 1993, and just phenomenal record, hitting number 1 all over the world. So it's also the second song ever to be certified diamond in the USA, which is 10 million copies. The second song ever to do that. The first was Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen in 1982, after the death of Freddie Mercury. So now, since then, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey is now joined as the third song to sell 10 million copies and be certified diamond by the RIAA. So that's about it. What else can I say? It won Grammys. It swept the Grammys in 1994. It's won so many awards. I could go over a list. People's Choice Award, it won for Favorite New Music Video. At the Soul Train Awards, it won for Best R&B Soul Single Female. At the Japan Gold Disc Awards, it was International Song of the Year. At the MTV Movie Awards, Best Song from a Movie. At the Billboard Music Awards, it was the number one single of the year, number one R&B single of the year, single with the most weeks ever at number one was a special award for that. Number one world single, number one Hot 100 single sales, number one Hot R&B single sales. Won all of those awards. The American Music Awards, favorite pop rock single, and favorite soul R&B single. At the Grammy Awards, it won Record of the Year, and it won Best Pop Vocal Performance Female. Soul Train Awards in '94 won Best R&B Song of the Year. And at the Japan Gold Disc Awards in '94, special award for the longest running number one hit in the world. That's a lot of awards, certainly, for one song to win. What else we got? That's about it. I mean, the video was a good video. It took scenes from the movie, basically. In terms of performers, any big name performers? Well, David Foster actually played keyboards on the song. Michael Landau played guitar, was one of the guitarists. And the other names aren't really super well known, so we'll keep going. In terms of number one, it hit number one everywhere. There's few countries. Is there a country where it didn't hit number one? No, there isn't. It hit number one everywhere in the world. I'm not even kidding. Year-end charts, UK charts. It was the number one song of the year for '92 because in UK they count everything through December, where in the US the chart year basically is December year before through November. So using that chart system, it was the number one song in '93 in the USA. But it was also number one for the year in Canada, Iceland. What else? Number two for the year in Australia, New Zealand. Number three for the year in the Euro chart. It was just number one everywhere. Decade chart, it was number 7 for the 1990s, according to Billboard. On the all-time chart, it was number 54 all-time. On the 100th anniversary chart, it was rated number 2 remake of all time, the number 1 soundtrack song of all time, number 2 for most weeks at number 1. At that point, my cat is going crazy. Forgive me for that noise. In terms of certifications, 10 million copies sold in the US, approximately 1.7 million sold in England, UK. Who else was pretty big? 500,000 sold in Japan, was platinum. 250, well, that's Germany, 500,000 sold. France, 350,000 sold. So it was just huge everywhere. And there were other versions of it. Sarah Washington did a dance, high energy remix of the song that actually hit number 12 on the dance chart in the UK. There are other versions. There's a lot of people did the song afterwards, certainly. Linda Ronstadt is one of the noteworthy versions that were done right after the Dolly Parton version was released. Anyway, so yeah, so that's all. I just gave you the whole encyclopedia of I Will Always Love You. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, so it's 9:60 on my countdown, changing the name of my videos, Song Facts Countdown. I think that makes more sense. This is not a real reaction video. I'm not sitting here watching it saying, ooh, goody. I'm just giving you the facts of what the song's about, because I don't see anyone else doing this. So here I am, the pop music freak, filling a void. Alright, so please subscribe to the channel. I hope you like the video. Hit that bell to notify you when the next video is coming out. I'm probably going to do 3 more. So today is, what's today, July 13th? Okay. But you could be watching this 6 months from now. I hope you do. Alright, my friends, I wish all of you peace and love and a wonderful day.